Today on People Now, we'll tell you why police believe 6 kids are dead after a car plunges off a cliff.
Sarah Jessica Parker speaks out for the first time about her former co-star Cynthia Nixon running for governor.
Rapper Travis Scott is being sued. We'll tell you what happened days after he welcomed daughter Stormy.
I never have loved my wife more than I did after this movie. And
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt even more in love after tackling their latest movie together. I don't wanna wait.
And you have got to check out this Dawson's Creek reunion.
All that and more today on People Now.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. We hope you're having a fun day. If you're stuck at work, listen, we know that John Krasinski had fun at work while he was working with his wife, Emily Blunt, in their new film, A Quiet Place.
Yeah, lucky them. Glad they had fun. We'll get to hear all about it later in the show. But it got us thinking about work relationships. We found a survey that says about 70% of business professionals have a work spouse to keep work interesting. We want to know, how do you make your work interesting? Make your workday more fun. Let us know at People with the hashtag PeopleNow.
We bicker like work spouses.
Yeah, but I didn't claim that you're my work spouse or anything.
We're paid to be work spouses.
Okay.
See the bicker? This is obviously. Anyway, guys, we're going to begin with this. We begin with this very serious turn here. Police now believe a California car crash, which claimed the lives of a couple and their 3 children, also killed 3 more of the women's children. The bodies of Washington State couple Jennifer and Sarah Hart were recovered inside their upside-down SUV, which was found at the bottom of a cliff along Northern California's Mendocino coast this week. The bodies of 3 of their children were found outside of the car. Mendocino County Sheriff Tom Allman told reporters during a press conference on Wednesday that while there are a lot of unknowns in the case, police do know, quote, an entire family perished in this tragedy. The Harts had 6 children total, and while only 3 of their bodies were found, Allman says that police have, quote, every indication to believe that all 6 children were in the vehicle. Among the missing children is 15-year-old Devontae Hart, who was featured in this viral photograph from 2014 in which he hugged a white police officer during a rally in Portland, Oregon. Also missing at this time are Devontae's sisters Hannah and Sierra. Now, according to authorities, the scene of the crash is, quote, confusing, as there were no skid marks or brake marks, and there's no indication why the car would have, quote, traversed 75 feet over a dirt pullout and went into the Pacific Ocean. Police are still investigating other key details, but say that they have no reason to believe that this was an intentional act. According to the Associated Press, Child Protective Services visited the Hart family's home before they were found dead. And according to local NBC affiliate KGW, Sarah was convicted of domestic assault in 2010, and a charge of malicious punishment of a child was dismissed. More details on this on People.com. Travis Scott has been sued for backing out of a concert days after welcoming daughter Stormy with girlfriend Kylie Jenner. In a lawsuit filed by entertainment events company PJam on March 20th and obtained by The Blast on Wednesday, Scott, who was born by the name Jacques Webster, was contractually scheduled to perform at Myth Live nightclub near Minneapolis, Minnesota on February 3rd. The suit states that on the day of the show, despite his contractual obligations, Scott refused to show up for the event. The pre-scheduled show came 2 days after Jenner gave birth to Stormy on February 1st. Now, according to the documents, the rapper signed a contract January 24th and was paid $50,000 in advance, which he allegedly hasn't paid back, and his booking agent was also paid $10,000. In addition, a private jet was arranged for Scott's travel accommodations. The contract states Scott was guaranteed $200,000 in total. The company is claiming to have suffered reputational harm due to Scott's absence and has requested a jury trial. They're asking for damages, coverage of attorney's fees, and prejudgment interest. A rep for Scott did not immediately respond to People's requests for comment. Well, guys, though Kendra Wilkinson Baskett and Hank Baskett are continuing to fight to save their almost decade-long marriage, a source recently told People that the couple is preparing to split. The source saying, quote, Kendra really lost trust in her marriage, and she's realized there's no turning back. The two have been very open about their relationship over the years, even documenting much of it on reality TV, all starting back when Kendra married Hank in 2009 at her one-time residence, the Playboy Mansion. Since then, the two have had a lot of relationship highs and lows. Of course, one high was when the couple welcomed their son, Hank Baskett IV, 6 months after tying the knot. But in 2014, their marriage was rocked by scandal when news broke that Hank had an affair with a transgender model while Kendra was 8 months pregnant with their second child, their daughter, Elijah. But in 2015, after the two appeared on the TV's Marriage Boot Camp reality stars, it seemed that their relationship was turning around. Kendra even told People that she was finding trust again and was putting the past behind her. And in March 2017, the couple celebrated their 9-year anniversary of when they first met, showing their gratitude for each other on social media. But unfortunately, this past February is when Kendra admitted the duo were having issues. A source close to Kendra told People they've been struggling to connect over their differing parenting styles. Hank being more of a disciplinarian, while Kendra, who obviously loves her kids, has always been focused on her career. We'll keep you updated on this story on People.com. And Andrea, you have more for us in Star Trek.
Yes, I do. Cynthia Nixon is moving full steam ahead with her bid for New York State Governor, and former Sex and the City co-star Sarah Jessica Parker has finally shared her thoughts on Nixon's political debut. SJP made a statement to Page 6 through her spokeswoman saying, quote, "Cynthia has been my friend and colleague since we were little girls. I look forward to talking to her about her New York State gubernatorial bid." Though positive, SJP's comment notably lacked a clear endorsement for Nixon as governor. Kristen Davis enthusiastically gave Nixon her endorsement on Twitter when the news first broke, saying Nixon would make for an excellent governor. Kim Cattrall also spoke out on Twitter, saying she supports and respects Nixon's decision. But Nixon said in this week's issue of People that all of her former co-stars have, quote, expressed love, support, and excitement for her run, and that she's, quote, grateful for all the support I've received from my Sex and the City community. So I guess we'll have to see if SJP will cast her ballot for Nixon during the primaries later this year. We're definitely excited to stay tuned for that. Moving on to this, we are kicking off Star Trek with an actor who's proving that business and romance can work out just fine. John Krasinski has a new film coming out. The former Office star directs and stars in the new horror movie A Quiet Place. And even though the film marks his 4th time as a director, it's the first time he's ever filmed with wife Emily Blunt. Now, John is pretty outspoken about being his award-winning wife's biggest fan, but did they end up driving each other crazy on set, or did filming bring them closer together? Here's what he said.
I never have loved my wife more than I did after this movie, and we were really nervous about it. It really could have gone the other way. We could be announcing our divorce right now if it did go the wrong way. But I think that for me, it was a trust thing. You know what I mean? I think that we trust each other in day-to-day life for sure. But when you trust each other in this way, it's really different. But the way we went about it is sort of the way we go about our marriage, which is, let's be really honest. Let's be honest from the beginning so that nothing surprises us, but we get to say all the things we feel. So I let her go through the script and let me know any changes she wanted to make. I pitched the entire movie to her of how I was going to shoot it and said, is there anything that you'd change? And so we were really honest from the beginning so that by the time we actually got to shooting, it was just kind of the best.
Yes, that song. It's in all of our heads. It's hard to believe, but it has been 20 years since Dawson's Creek premiered and pulled on our teenage and preteen, and okay, maybe even adult heartstrings. To celebrate the big milestone, Entertainment Weekly rounded up the whole cast of the iconic teen drama to celebrate. We're talking James Vanderbeek, Katie Holmes, Joshua Jackson, Michelle Williams, Busy Phillips, and more. In what marks the first time the cast has gotten together since the 2003 finale, our favorite Capesiders swap their fondest memories from filming the show and some of their favorite fan reactions. Here's a sneak peek.
I know, I was saying to my mom, I was like, I'm on my way to a reunion. She said, but you can't do that, you're dead. I was like, it's a picture, not in a picture, Mom.
I remember loving the script. I remember thinking everybody was amazing. Like all the actors were perfectly cast, thinking, wow, this is great. But I think it would have been weird to have any expectation that it was going to blow up in the way that it did. I think we were just excited about
being employed.
Yeah.
Especially when we first started, I was still a teenager, and it was nice to read a script that felt like expressed things that I was still trying to understand and for myself.
My memory of the show and like what the show was is what's been reflected back to me from people who connected with it. That's been the coolest things, to see the resonance that it held with people.
I want people to look back on Dawson's Creek and think of it the way the opening credit sequence existed. A nostalgic montage of memories. I love Dawson's Creek. The fact that it's 20 years old and that we're still talking about it, it's very, very rewarding.
Yeah, really exciting stuff. You can watch the whole reunion streaming now on PeopleTV.com or through the PeopleTV app. And if you want to take a little walk down memory lane, all 6 seasons of Dawson's Creek are streaming on Hulu. All right, guys, Elle, the Body Macpherson, turns 54 years old today. Woo! The Aussie supermodel has earned her powerhouse nickname for a reason. The 5-time Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover star even has her own line of intimates. So to celebrate her milestone, we had to look back on some of her best bikini moments. So over 50 never looked so good. Here's a pic of Elle from a few summers ago, looking fit and sporty in a black swim crop top, teeny bottoms, and black cap. If you look carefully, she's accentuating her toned stomach with a belly chain. Look at that confidence. Elle looks like a golden beachy goddess in July of 2015 in a metallic gold bikini that yet again shows off her very toned abs. She kept the look playful with a straw cowboy hat, and yes, there goes the belly chain again. Seeing a trend, she looks amazing. Now, Elle is one smoking hot mama with or without flashing her fit stomach. She wore this festive one-piece during a 4th of July weekend, which showed off a bit of cleavage and her mile-long legs. Slay, Elle. And the body strikes again in this super chill gray bikini and hoodie combo. She's got the beachy waves, a drink in hand, and a 6-pack. And hey, I'm not talking about beer either. That's what I did.
Thanks.
Elle ditched the belly chain this time, but her flat stomach and toned legs speak for themselves. Well, happy birthday to Elle. Keeping goals for all of us, and I think we're all gonna head to the gym immediately.
Yeah, right.
And those are your Star Tracks for today.
Stay with us, guys. The gloves are coming off for Mark Consuelos as he defends his wife Kelly Ripa against social media trolls. Plus, actor Lyric Bent is revealing what it's really like to work with Taraji P. Henson and Tyler Perry. That is all next.
Yes, first let's check in on our question of the day. We wanna know, how do you make your workday more fun?
One Twitter user says, me and my coworker always chat online during our breaks.
Okay, little chit chat.
Keep the comments coming in. We're going to check in with you again soon, but now we move on to this.
Yes, Andie MacDowell is starring in the new film Love After Love, which premieres tomorrow.
In a role that's being called one of the best performances of her career, MacDowell plays a mother whose husband has died, and she has to find a way to continue her life and find love and acceptance.
Yeah, the actress can relate to the heavy family dynamic that plays out in the film because she too had to go through some difficult things with her family growing up.
Yeah, when MacDowell was only 7 years old, her father divorced her mother, Pauline Johnston, who then went on to struggle with alcohol addiction and eventually died of a heart attack when Andie was only 23 years old.
Now, obviously, Andie has been able to overcome these hardships and become an extremely successful actress and model, but there are parts of her childhood that still linger.
I'm left over with the residue of being a codependent. It has a long-term effect on you and your relationships and your behaviors. I'm also riddled with anxiety because I used to wake up at night to go be sure the house wasn't burning down, and I think that's something that just doesn't go away. I would guess, PTSD to a certain extent that is going to be a lifelong part of me. That's the whole peace of mind and how I live my life and everything I'm working on. You know, just the residue of that responsibility and that relationship. But I did adore her. She was very loving and super smart and introduced me to theater and made me feel good about myself. She never shamed me. She was a lovely, lovely person. It breaks my heart. I think she was a manic depressive and she wasn't. Now it's okay. You can say that you are that.
But in that previous
and
era, it
not
wasn't
that
a thing you talked
era.
about.
And also, I think women, the way women were treated in that era, she had a really hard time conforming. Like the kind of television that we would watch would be very liberating. She loved to watch liberal women on television. I think she was searching for that peace.
All right, guys, now let's talk about this. Mark Consuelos is defending his wife, Kelly Ripa, against social media trolls.
Yeah, the Riverdale actor shared this photo over the weekend of 47-year-old Ripa rocking a gold bikini, calling her the sexy one.
Yeah, some of his followers didn't agree, suggesting that at her age, she shouldn't be wearing a bikini.
Which is ridiculous, but Consuelos did not take the comments lightly. He posted a lengthy comment defending his wife and her body.
He wrote, in part, my wife works extremely hard in her professional life, and her commitment to exercise, healthy diet is admirable, and the benefits show. Yes, she's wearing a bikini at age 47 and will no doubt wear one for many years to come.
Yeah, the comment continued, if that offends you in some way, if it triggers you or some other psychosis you're suffering from, I suggest you get over it and get used to it.
I love him for that.
Yeah, here, I agree with that.
Everyone knows Ray J from his hit songs like Sexy Can I and One Wish, but Did you know the 37-year-old performer is also the tech industry's next big thing?
Yeah,
It's
his
true.
company Raycon just landed a $31 million deal with Cowboy Electronics. Carries everything from choppertrons and smartwatches to cordless karaoke mics and the very popular Scooty bike.
Scooty bike, Diddy, Justin Bieber, even Steph Curry have all got in on the action. And guess what, guys? So did yours truly. That's right. I tried out the Scooty bike for myself. Pretty much got exiled from the office immediately after. Watch this.
E-bike is an electric bike, so you plug it up in the wall. You don't need any gas.
Regular outlet?
Regular outlet. Any of my bikes, you just plug them into a regular outlet, charge it for 2 hours, and you got 30 miles to the charge.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, and so, you know.
How fast are we going in that?
We're going 20 miles per hour because we want all kids to ride.
Okay.
So anybody, any age can ride. It goes under the bike rules. So wherever a bicycle can roll, the Scooty bike is right there with it.
So it's... It has a horn. Yeah, nothing annoying about that. Even though me riding around. Even though we had a lot of fun with our big boy toys, Ray J is going to have to make some room for a few smaller items once his little girl arrives next month.
Yeah, the singer is expecting a daughter with wife Princess Love. It turns out he's pretty pumped to be a dad.
I'm gonna be a super dad.
Okay.
I'm gonna be at every Disneyland. We going to Shanghai, wherever there's kids, where it's a big event. I'm bringing my daughter.
You just better get ready to put the Disney movies on repeat.
I can't wait.
I hope you like to sing.
It's about time for me
Disney
to watch
songs.
cartoons again.
When it comes to names, are you settled? Do you know?
Well, we got a few different names going, but we haven't locked it in yet. I want a certain name. My wife wants something a little more classy.
Okay.
Like I was thinking a million.
Oh, okay.
But that got canceled. Okay.
Can't imagine. Thank God for your wife.
I'm like a million, got canceled quick.
Right.
You know, if you want a nice, classy name for our daughter, fine. You happy wife, happy life.
We all know. Yeah, definitely words to live by there. And it looks like things have come full circle for the former bad boy who says he's going to use his player reputation to teach his daughter some valuable lessons in the game of love.
I'm gonna tell her all about the tricks, you know, and all about the moves and the guys and all the lies and everything that we try to do. She's gonna be up on all of that, you know. And I think having a daughter for me and all of the reckless things I used to do, you know, is what I deserve. I deserve to be able to turn it around and teach my daughter the right things and then also give her knowledge on all of the little wrong things that could happen too.
You're friends with Sterling K. Brown.
Guys like him give me hope because he's gone through his journey as well, you know, and we all have our own stories. And when I see a guy who's gone through, you know, hell and high water and come out on the other side humble, you know, that's refreshing.
Humble and has now perfected the single tier.
The single tier.
Well up, blink, boom.
So I'm all up in his grill trying to get that out of him, how to do that, but I just don't know how to ask, you know. So I'm buttering him up.
Right
I'm buttering him up. You know, it's like how you get the single tier, bro.
Yeah, you hear that, Sterling? We need to know that technique. With single tier or not, Lyric Bent is pulling out all the stops for his new movie, Acrimony. The thriller tells the haunting story of love and betrayal as a woman seeks revenge after her failed marriage. Lyric stars alongside Taraji P. Henson and works side by side with director Tyler Perry. So, of course, we had to get the scoop on what the two powerhouse performers are like in real life. Check this out.
Don't tell me I don't have a right to be angry. You don't know what he did to me.
She's an absolute goofball. Like, not even kidding. She laughs at herself very well. She's just really funny. She finds humor and jokes and everything, you know. And then she plays these other characters. So you might think, oh that's got to be her. She's just total ball of fire.
Obviously the same for Tyler Perry, who does a lot of these comedy movies as well.
He is a funny guy.
Yeah, right.
To see him and Taraji together, it's just like, okay, that's a lot of just, you know. But yeah, but he's also a businessman, and he knows when to call cut for himself and get into business mode.
He refused to be outbid by Blue Ivy at the Wearable Art Gala.
He told me that story.
What did you make of all that?
He told me the story, and I said, good for you. These young kids nowadays need to understand that life doesn't work like that. No, I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he did, and I'm sure it was fun and but at the end of the day, they left the right message with her, you know, and her parents, Jay-Z, Beyonce, they did the right thing too, and letting her know that, you know, you had fun, blah blah, blah, but you ain't got no use for that painting. You ain't gonna get that painting. This was all for charity. We raised some money. Great job.
I love that guy, and by the way, that movie was such a roller coaster.
I know, it really was.
Acrimony,
yeah, so check that out. Also, let's check in on our question of the day one last time. Since not everyone is lucky enough to have a work spouse, we wanted to know, what do you do to make your work day more fun?
One Twitter user sounds off, saying, I have work wives.
Oh, wow.
Sister wives. We even go to workout classes together.
See, I don't know. I have work crushes, but I don't feel like you're my work husband.
Does that mean I'm your work crush?
No, absolutely not. I'm saying other people. Like I have other crushes.
By the way,
crushes.
a work spouse is different than a work crush. A work spouse is like the person you know, like it's the person that you spend the most time with, that you're kind of like.
But if I didn't like want to be in this like marriage, this work marriage, then why have all?
You can quit this job anytime you would like. This is an
not because you
amazing
have a job doesn't mean you're automatically in like a work marriage.
No, you're right. I got it. All right, guys, we're gonna just keep discussing. Coming up tomorrow, bickering like work spouses. Karen Huger and Giselle Bryant from the Real Housewives of Potomac are live in studio, giving us all kinds of details from their show, plus more tomorrow.
Yes, we'll leave you with one last thing, so check it out.
Hey y'all, I'm Scotty McCreery, and this is One Last Thing. The last time I burst out in song. I love singing Christmas music. White Christmas, the classic version, that's like my go-to song nowadays. I don't care if it's July, I'll be singing that.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
My last date night, I guess it was the other night. Me and Gabi went out to dinner. Went to an Italian restaurant, had a nice glass of wine and some pasta. She loves pasta, and so do I, so we were a great match. My last big splurge, I bought a brand new set of irons for my golf bag, so went and got the fancy ones too. I was swinging some old guys, so that was nice. The craziest thing I ever Googled. My goodness. Probably when I first started going on, bad answer, but I was Googling myself, which they say don't ever Google yourself. And I quickly learned that not everybody loves me, and saw a lot of critiques. So found out very quickly I'm not going to Google myself too much more.